And Bruce Anderson with Nature's View Natural Humanship is here. And I'm Julianne Neal with the Marley Project and JA Media Productions. So we're excited to be in day 3 of Equine Affaire. So are you having a good time so far, Bruce?
It's been very, I guess the word is, what's the word?
I don't know. Exciting?
No.
Invigorating?
No. What was the word I said to you earlier?
Synchronicity? Synchronous.
There was a lot of synchronicity, a lot of things coming together. It was weird how it all happened, but anyway.
Well, we've been talking about something a little bit different every day, and today we're talking about our nonprofit, which is the Marley Project. And I absolutely love this picture because Ann Shirley, who is a longtime supporter, brought her family over recently, and this is her niece, I believe, and they had a fabulous time with the horses. And so our nonprofit is based on the work that Bruce has done for a long time, but based on your horse Marley. So talk a little bit about Marley and tell us what he's like and why we felt the Marley Project should be named after Marley.
Well, I guess you start off with a name, i.e. that was the brand given to him. For me, Marley was, of course, coming from the islands, Bob Marley. And for Julianne...
Well, the Marley horses at the Louvre are very special statues, and so I thought if we're going to do a Marley thing, might as well have double meaning there. So the Louvre horses and Bob Marley, it was a no-brainer. But there is a special thing about Marley that Bruce will tell you.
The continuation to that is this. One of my mares that I had some stuff going on, so I decided I was going to breed her, and it was suggested that I should breed to an Arabian, and it just so happened that one of my neighbors had an Arabian stallion, and so we went ahead and bred to that stallion, and come to find out that stallion is a grandson of a horse called Castle Olay, which is one of the horses in the movie The Black Stallion, from the first one. And Castle Olay, actually, from what I understand, is the one that the little kid was riding on the beach with his hands flapping, nothing attached. So to me, I always say that when the kids come and meet Marley, they can now help me to continue the story of the Black Stallion to where they can now start writing and yada, yada, yada. And that's where Julianne comes in.
Well, I'm a longtime educator, just retired after 35 years in arts education. And so for me, arts integration is a big thing and a way of learning through the arts, in and through the arts. And so if we're going to talk about a horse that was in a movie and it ties back to the Black Stallion books, all I could think about was creating literacy programs that would be special for kids to come out and they creative writing or art or whatever that fit into that curriculum that they're working on. We base things on 4th grade standards for ELA and science and it's been, and social studies. And so it's been a fantastic way of putting the arts together with the horse part of what we do. And we've had some wonderful children come out, kids groups, school groups, that sort of thing. So that's how the Marley Project started. But now what I find very exciting, we'll talk about at the end of our presentation today, is that we are featured in a national campaign called Seen Through Horses that will take place during the month of May through Horses for Mental Health Month and Arenas for Change. And so I'll talk a little bit about that in a few minutes. But as we move from Marley being the main horse used in the nonprofit and the work that people are doing when they come out, Bruce has had an experience recently with a new horse that's part of our nonprofit named Willie. And so I wanted Bruce to tell you a little bit about Willie and why he's so special.
So the short version, as short as I can make it, is simply this. This journey with horses for me right now in this segment of my life is a journey that I'm on, which is allowing me to build authentic me or get back in touch with the authentic me. And in so doing, I'm also documenting through the horse that are helping me get back in touch with my nature, yada, yada, yada. And Marley being one of the horses that have taught these principles to me, but the main horse for me. He is my main teacher, and also all the other horses I work with. And it's not the horses, but the pressure created by the horses, the special pressure that horses give to us. I feel they're here to help us get back in touch with spirit. So what was interesting is this system evolved through the horses, both for horses and people. And I evolved to where we now call it not only natural humanship, but working with horses. It's no longer training horses, and working with horses, the horses helping me get back in touch. So this system evolved, and it's more so than not proven. But what really sealed it for me, that this system really does work, is when I met Willie. We had a picture of Willie somewhere. I thought we had a picture of Willie.
He's on a different
Anyway,
poster.
he is on a different poster. So Willie's story, quite simply, is a horse that a client had. She rescued 7 horses from a sale barn down in Texas, and these horses came in a herd, a group herd that were collected out of somewhere out there. And these horses, a lot of them were feral. And the shipper told her that she shouldn't have this horse because he was so wild, somebody could get hurt. So what happened there was, I happened to hear about it, I got in touch with her, and we ended up getting Willie to come to us. And yeah, he was feral. Julianne has footage of him coming off the trailer.
It was not pretty.
Yeah, which was kind of me trying to run off before the horse came flying off, because he was locked up in the front. The long and the short of it is, fast forward to now, he proves that this system works and that we're on the right track because he's feral, which means to say that his muscle memory has not been tainted by man, by what I consider to be this current mindset that is a false evolution, or a mindset that was created through a false evolution of mankind, which has tainted our muscle memory, which we then pass on. And working with Willie, once he built trust, or we both built trust in each other, the sensation that you get from him is, okay, so what do you want me to do? It's like whatever you can imagine, you can create. Whereas when I work with a domesticated horse, which we have handled from day one, and Willie was about 3.5 years old, or thereabout, because it's difficult to tell, because again, he was living out in a field. But we perceive through his teeth that he's about 3.5. He hadn't been handled. And it's amazing. First of all, in building that trust, what's fascinating is he took me places in my past because of the pressure created by him that I wouldn't have gotten to with a domesticated horse. The little veins where my past was sunken into, that stops me from being the authentic me. Willie had taken me there. But what's great is once we both got out and got balanced, the places that you can go, the feeling that you got from him, the sensation that I got on the 6th day or the 7th day when I pulled the tag off of his tail, I felt the sensation of wings, where after him letting me do that, considering where he was when he started, I felt that his life would be okay in the world we have created. But what was weird was, not only did he get wings, but I felt myself get wings. There was just this sense of freedom that he took me to that I wouldn't have been able to get to, I don't feel, through a domesticated horse. Which is why we are now sort of moving into the era of a Mustang, because it's something that I've always felt for many years about Mustangs, working with veterans, and it's more specifically the pressure created by Mustangs, and the purity of a Mustang. Once you build that trust up, you suddenly realize that I'm not as bad as I thought I was.
Well, and that's what I've seen recently is the people who come out, Bruce's clients, and the folks that come out to work when Willie is the horse they select, because they have options of Mac or Willie or Marley, or sometimes even my horse Winston. the folks that select Willie, there's a different dynamic there. And so I think this work with Mustangs is going to be incredible. Bruce has worked with Mustangs before, but the tip training process is a whole new ballgame, and so that's going to be exciting. But what I'm also excited about, you mentioned that sponsorship type of thing and having access online to videos, and so that is part of the Marley Project. And so again, I'm going to mention this Seen Through Horses and the campaign, and I'll try to hold this up so you can kind of see it. First of all, as part of Horses for Mental Health Month in May, we'll be featuring the exciting work that's going on with the Marley Project, and we have a couple of volunteers who are helping us with. It's a fundraising peer-to-peer campaign, and so if you're interested in looking into that, you can go to themarleyproject.org and find out all of the information about what we do and how to sponsor horses and that sort of thing, but also how to follow the story and follow the journey. And so Horses for Mental Health Month is going to be a really exciting time where there's 65 nonprofits across the country who are being featured as part of this, and influencers, media personalities, actors, singers, all kinds of folks will be helping and supporting and putting out their stories, because we all know, if you're a horse person, whether it's through Mustangs or domestic horses, you know how important horses are for mental health. And we're trying to take that message to the rest of the world, because we're preaching to the choir when we're talking to the horse people, but when we can get that word out to everybody else, that's been Bruce's message for a very, very, very long time. And so the exciting thing to me is that this is a national campaign, and it's sponsored by Horses for Mental Health, but also it's sponsored by Arenas for Change. And I'm very proud to say that I've just been through all of the process of certification and am a professionally designated through education and through horses with the Arenas for Change, the ARCH framework and model of providing services. And so I'm proud of that and excited about that. And we've already had some exciting things coming down the pike because of it. I'm going to be working with Britt Mooney Hinks and some folks through Camp Cole this summer and helping to present. And it's all about story. And you know, Bruce, I've been into storytelling for the longest time as a theater educator, arts person. Story is what we do. And so the Seen Through Story way of looking at things is it's really hitting home for me. So those are exciting things that are coming. Bruce, what do you think about the whole Marley Project being part of that?
I'm sort of stuck for words for the simple reason I was listening to her talk, and I'm watching people messing with the horses and stuff like that around us. And what comes to my mind is one of the things I always say to people: remember where you started from. For then you won't appreciate where you are, and you won't know where to go. And I remember where we started from. And I'm listening to her talk, and I'm seeing where we're going. And to believe back then that this is where we would be, to where we're now showing how horses are so important for human wellness, if not survival. Because to see where we are now, to make this difference, because I started this to help horses, because I was going to help the horse survive in the world we created. What I realized was horses don't have problems. I was the problem. And now, here we are.
And that's what the month of May will be all about, is hearing stories like Bruce's and all of the other people who are willing to tell, because mental health is a crisis in this country and around the world. And so to be able to be a part of a campaign that shows the importance of horses in helping people heal through all sorts of things people do across the country. We're just proud that Nature's View is part of it with Natural Humanship and the Marley Project. There are tons and tons of other organizations who will be featured, and so we hope you'll tune in. You can look on the web for Horses for Mental Health. You can look up Arenas for Change, and of course you can come to our website, themarleyproject.org, and we're very proud to be a part of that.
But to me, in supporting this, it's not about your money. Yes, that's important because it'll allow us to keep going forward. But in supporting this, you now, through this work, are going to get these lessons from the horse that have helped me and others like me to grow to a higher level to get in touch with your authentic self, to be the conduit that you're meant to be. And in so doing, not only that, but help breaking the cycle so we can leave this planet behind better than the way we found it.
And quite honestly, if we can get this message across, those 60-something thousand Mustangs in holding right now, they need to have homes, and what better way of providing happy, productive places for them to fit into society than through programs that are addressing mental health. And so it all works together.
Yeah, but this is not only for horse people.
Oh, exactly. And so we're closing out today by saying just remember to check out the website, themarleyproject.org, and find us in May with Horses for Mental Health Month.
And if you sign up,
Arenas for Change.
yeah, but if you sign up, that's one of the things we'll share with you.
All right. Thanks, folks.
Have a blessed one, everybody.
Bye.